very special guest with us today. She is a noted female paleontologist and geologist. Please welcome Mary Anning.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So, Miss Anning, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Certainly. I was born in 1799 in Lyme Regis, England, to parents Mary and Richard. My father was a carpenter, and he used to take my brother and I to the seashore to look for fossils that had washed up on the beach or were buried in the cliffside. He taught us how to clean them, and we sold them in a stall on the beach to people who were in Lyme on holiday.
Sounds like you had quite the adventurous childhood. In fact, I'm told that you experienced some rather dangerous times as a child.
That's true. When I was just an infant, a woman who had been holding me at the time was struck by a bolt of lightning that killed 2 other people. I survived miraculously, and it was an unfortunate circumstance, but I'm told that it made me a bright and intuitive child.
Illuminating. Now, that is not the only hardship you faced as youth.
Certainly not. My family was very poor, and it was difficult to make an income, especially after my father's death in 1810. So to help out the family, I continued the business of selling fossils on the beach, and I'm thought to have inspired the tongue twister, "She sells seashells by the seashore."
She sells seashells by the seashore. Interesting. Now let's talk about some of your discoveries.
Sure. My first discovery was in 1811. My brother and I found the skull of a crocodile protruding from the cliff face. It took us 18 months to excavate. Later, the skeleton was named Ichthyosaurus by scientist Henry de Lebec.
And at just the age of 12 years old? Of course, this discovery is just the first of many, establishing you within the scientific community.
That's true. I went on to discover additional ichthyosaurs, as well as a plesiosaurus, which is a long-necked marine animal. It was nicknamed the sea dragon. I also discovered a pterodactylus.
Fascinating. Miss Anning, can you tell us a bit more about your reputation at this point in your career?
Sure. I became somewhat of a public figure, you might say. People were often calling on my house in Lyme for advice and my expertise on fossils. I became an honorary member of the Dorset County Museum, and I also received an annual income in 1838.
It sounds like you've lived a very adventurous and important life. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back after this commercial break.